Hello everyone, today I'll be going over my entire CD collection. I have close to about 300 CDs, and I'm going to be going through them alphabetical order, which is the way I have them on my shelf here. So let's get started. As you can see, we have AC/DC Highway to Hell is the first one in the collection. There's the disc. Behind the disc, the inside cover there's the booklet, same as the front cover. There's the back cover. This came out in 1979. Next, we have Back in Black, 1980. There's the track listing, some inside pictures. There's the disc. There's behind the disc. And Back in Black is the first album to feature Brian Johnson as the lead vocalist. Next, we have The Razor's Edge. This came out in 1990. There's the inside picture, the disc, behind the disc. AC/DC Live came out in 92, and here are the tracks. A lot of these I don't have on CD, like some of the tracks that, like the albums that the tracks are featured, like Dirty Deeds, Who Made Who, TNT, For Those About to Rock. I don't have those on CD, so I'm glad to have picked this up. Here's the inside. And here is AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip. It's the last AC/DC album I have on CD. I do have a few more on vinyl, which I will be showing a vinyl collection in the near future. This came out in 2000. There's the inside cover. There's what's behind the disc. Next up for the A's, going in a little bit of a different direction here. Adam Lambert, For Your Entertainment. Now here's the front. Here's the back. Back of the booklet. What's behind the disc, which is just his name. And the disc itself. This came out in 2009. Next we have Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Back of the booklet, disc, it's behind the disc, and this came out in 1980. And I actually saw Aerosmith live back in September, which was pretty fun, so I did enjoy listening to that. Next we have Permanent Vacation. This came out in 87. There's the back of the booklet, there's the front, the disc, nothing behind the disc. Next we have Pump. This came out in 89, I believe. Yep, 89. There's the track listing, back of the booklet, the disc. Again, nothing behind the disc, so I'm not going to bother showing you. Aerosmith Big Ones, which is another compilation similar to the Greatest Hits, just with some of the newer stuff like Love in an Elevator, Ragdoll, Dude Looks Like a Lady, Janie's Got a Gun, everything like that. And this was released in 94. Here's what the disc looks like, back of the booklet. Again, nothing behind the disc except for that sticker, whatever that is. Now, for one of my two country albums, Alan Jackson's 34 Number Ones Greatest Hits album. There's the back, there's all the tracks, booklet, disc 1, disc 2, and there's what's behind the disc. Next up, we have Bad Meets Evil, Hell the Sequel Deluxe. This is a collaborative record between M and Royce da 5'9" here. Released in 2011. Back of the booklet, disc, behind the disc. Big Sean, Detroit 2. Back of the booklet, the disc. Behind the disc, similar to the front cover in a way. And here's the back. Black Eyed Peas, the end. Back of the booklet. Back of the disc itself. Blake Shelton, Fully Loaded, God's Country. This is my second country album, so I do only have 2 in my collection. Here's the back. Back of the booklet. Sorry there. Back of the disc, sorry. And behind the disc. Now we have Inside by Bo Burnham. One of, I think, 2 or 3 comedy albums I have on CD. I think 2. So yeah, here's the back, the front, inside. No, just because on this side, here's the disc. Next up is Bon Jovi, The Ultimate Collection, Greatest Hits. Here's the back, inside, and there's both discs, booklet, behind disc 1, and then behind disc 2 there. Next up, we have Brendan Heath, Faith, Hope, Love, Repeat. Back of the album, back of the booklet, disc, behind the disc. Next up, we have Bruno Mars, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. Back of the booklet, it's just creds to the songs and everything. Back of the disc is Thank You. And back of the CD. And then finishing up with the B's, we have Bryan Adams, So Far, So Good. Back of the booklet there, the disc, back of the disc. This is a I was gonna say 2023. No, 1993 is when this came out. So that is the B's. Now I'll be right back with the C's. Continuing on with the C's, we have Casting Crowns, Only Jesus. The back. The back of the booklet, disc, behind the disc. Next up we have Chris Tomlin, How Great Is Our God, basically a greatest hits collection. There's the back of the booklet, the disc, behind the disc. I do have quite a few Christian albums, as I am Christian myself, so you'll see a lot of mixture of hip-hop, rock, metal, Christian, pop, things like that. So Never Lose Sight, Chris Tomlin. The back, it is cracked, so I might need to get a new case for it pretty soon, but there's the back of the booklet, back of the disc, or the disc, sorry, behind the disc. Holy Roar. Again, Chris Tomlin. I think I have 2 more from him, and then we're done with him, I think. Yeah. So yeah, Holy Roar. Back of the CD. Back of the booklet, the disc. And behind the disc is just blank. Chris Tomlin and Friends. Back the CD there. Booklet, disc. I don't think there's anything behind. Nope. And then the last one from Chris Tomlin. Always. Yeah, there's the booklet. This is, I don't even know. The disc. Behind the disc. And the back. Next up we have American Prodigal by Crowder, Deluxe Edition. The back of the booklet, the disc, blank behind the disc. Next up, moving into a not necessarily local artist, but he's from the East Coast, which is where I live in Canada. So we have next up we have Classified Hitchhiking Music. Here's the back. Inside the disc. Next up we have While You Were Sleeping. I got a few Classified records here, so this is a greatest hits, or a compilation of songs that weren't released on that either weren't or were released on previous albums from before 2007 when this came out. And there is music videos for some of the songs here. And there's the CD. There's the DVD. Next up we have Self-Explanatory. The back. Inside. Thank You on that side. The disc. Credits. It's behind the disc. Handshakes, Middle Fingers. This, I actually met him and I got him to sign this, which was pretty cool. There's that. Here's the booklet. It's more like a fold out poster type booklet. Like if you got a poster with it, it's like that. Here's the disc. Back of the album. Next on, we're moving to his self-titled project, Classified. The back. The disc. Nothing really behind any of these Classified albums, like behind the disc. Grateful. Here's the back. Inside. I don't think there's anything behind here. Nope, I was right. Classified. Tomorrow could be the day things change. This just has credits, as you can see. The disc. Behind the disc. The back. Time EP. It's come out in 2020. during COVID season, as we got a lot of music during COVID season, which was really, really nice. Anyway, here's the inside. And I did get this sign, not from him, but I ordered it as a pre-order when it came. I think it was a week or two before it came out. And I didn't know they came signed, so that was pretty good surprise. Here is the disc. Just as the track titles, there's 8, and it's a really good listen. It's about half an hour or so. Next up, we have Retrospective by Classified. This one I got personally signed during the Retrospective tour, which was pretty nice. Here's the inside disc. Behind the disc, this actually has something behind it, which is pretty cool. And here's the back. Next up, we're moving on to Coldplay. Pretty weird switch, I guess you could say, from hip-hop to alternative. Anyway, this is a Rush of Blood to the Head. There's the back. Back of the booklet. Behind the CD. I do like the color of the disc here. And one more Coldplay album. I only have 2. We have Viva La Vida, or Death and All His Friends is the actual title. I just call it Viva La Vida. Here's the front, the back, behind the booklet, the disc, and behind the disc is just the front cover again. So now moving on to someone that none of you guys have probably ever heard of. Craig Lang. This is my cousin. He released 2 projects. This one is Ellipse, being here's the back. It's basically just a CD case that you can get at the dollar store or something. This was released 2005. So here's the little book, or like pamphlet, the disc. It says it's a dollar store case, nothing behind it. And next up, we have Eclipse. Here's the back, 2016. Inside, the disc. I'm pretty sure there's something behind this one. Yeah, basically there's a continuation of that. It's a good listen. I really do enjoy it. I mean, he's my cousin, so. But yeah, that is the C's, and I'll be back with the D's in a sec. Now, starting with the D's, we have D12 Devil's Night. This came out in 01, I believe. Yep, 01. Here's the back. Inside, the booklet there, the disc, behind the disc. Pretty good project. I prefer this over D12 World, which is the next one I have here. Here's the back. This is 04. Back of the booklet. The disc here. Behind the disc. Boom. Next up, we have David Miles, In the Nighttime. I saw him live, but I did not get this signed. I really should have, but it is what it is. Here's the back. Inside. Disc 1. disc 2. So it's basically an album and an EP. I think this is technically deluxe edition, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't say that anywhere, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be. Next up we have It's Different Now by Dax. As you can see, I got this signed. I went to his show back in December. It was really good, and as you can clearly see, I got to meet him. Here's the back, and here's the disc. Next up we have Pain Paints Paintings by Dax as well. I got this one signed. Here's the back. Here's the disc. And this one came with a little cool poster here of the artists that are featured on this record, which is, I thought, pretty cool. Next up we have God Did, DJ Khaled. Here's the back, behind the booklet, disc, behind the disc. I do like this project. There's a lot of good hits on here. God Did, Use This Gospel, Keep Going, Party All the Time, RIP to Takeoff. Juice WRLD did. There's a lot of good stuff on that. Next up we have DMX, Icon, Greatest Hits. Release, I'm pretty sure. RIP to DMX. Here's the back. Disc, behind the booklet. Don't think there's, yeah. Usually with these so-called Icon CDs, there's usually nothing behind the disc there. DNCE Sway. Says Cake by the Ocean. That's literally the only reason why I picked it up. There's the disc. Next up we have 2001 by Dr. Dre. The back. The disc. Back of the booklet. Behind the disc. Then we have Views by Drake. The back, the disc, back of the booklet. That's behind the disc. Scorpion. Here's the back. Inside, disc 1. Disc 2, and nothing there, nothing here except for credits and shit like that. Honestly, never mind. The back, behind, well, the back of the booklet, the disc, behind the disc, nothing there. And then any note on the D's, any note the D's, we have Her Loss, Drake and 21 Savage. Here's the back. Back of the booklet. Here's the disc. Behind the disc. And that ends out the D's. I'll be with you in, I'll bring back the E's in a sec. Starting with the E's, we have Ed Sheeran's number 6 collaborations project. Here's the back. I got this mostly because of Eminem. I'm a big Eminem fan, so I try to get everything of his and a lot of stuff that he's featured on, like this record here. So, back the booklet, the disc, behind the disc. Then we have Eiffel 65 Europop. This has the I'm Blue song on it, so that's why I picked it up. Back of the booklet, the disc. Behind the disc, nothing as usual. Next up, we have Echo. Detour 3. This, I think he said they were signed on his site when I bought it. I couldn't remember. Anyways, it's signed Hard Hop and his name there. And then again on the inside, here's the disc, behind the disc, and back. Now we're getting into Eminem. We have Infinite. I have Infinite and Slim Shady EP. These are both bootlegs, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. But they do play pretty well. Here's the back. Inside the disc. There's nothing behind the disc. I'm not going to bother. Slim Shady EP. The back. Inside the disc again. Nothing there. Slim Shady LP. Back the booklet. I do really like the disc art. And behind there, I love that as well. This is a phenomenal debut label project. I love it. It's amazing. No bad songs on here. Nothing. Could have been a bit shorter on the skits, but other than that, it's fucking phenomenal. Marshall Mathers LP. I actually have 2 copies. The first cover and then the newer cover at the time of release. So here's the back. Both the same on the back. Both the same on the inside. This one is broken, so I need to get a new case for it. But yeah, the only thing that is that's different is the front covers for that record. The Eminem Show. Here's the back. Back of the booklet, the disc, behind the disc. Eight Mile soundtrack. I didn't even realize I cracked it. Oh well. Here's the back. We got tracks not only from M, but OB, 50, D12, Jay-Z, Exhibit, Macy Gray, Rakim, Boomcat, Nas. It's a great soundtrack. Probably my favorite soundtrack of all time. Here's the back of the booklet, disc, and behind the disc. Here is Encore. Back, inside the disc, and if I can get it, behind, and here's the bonus disc with the 3 extra tracks, which is We As Americans, Love You More, and Ricky Tikki Tok. It's a good project. I do like it. Next up, we have Curtain Call the Hits. My case is pretty beat up, so I'm gonna have to get a new one pretty soon. Anyway, here's the back, behind the booklet, the disc, and behind the disc. Here we have Eminem Presents the Re-Up. I put this in here because M is an executive producer, and it's compiled by The Alchemist, which I did not know, actually. Anyway, here's the back. Behind the booklet, again, the case is beat up on this one too, and behind the disc. Imagine having that many copies. We have Relapse. Here's the back. Behind the booklet. booklet. This one is getting pretty beat up a little bit. There's behind the disc. Give me a sec to fix that. Next up we have Relapse Refill. Same thing, just 7 extra tracks, including Forever. Same back to the booklet disc. There's the refill disc, nothing too special. And the same bottle of pills there. Next up we have Recovery. Here's the back. And this is the alternate cover. So yeah, you can have it either way, doesn't matter. I prefer having it this way, where the original cover here is on the inside. Anyway, here's the disc, and there's behind it. Here is Marshall Mathers LP2. Back, inside, behind, back of the booklet, the disc, and behind the disc. Here is, what's it called? Shady XV, there we go. Here's the back. The back of the booklet, disc 1, disc 2, the back page here. Next up we have Revival. Here's the back. This is definitely his weakest, but it's my favorite. I can agree that it is his weakest, but it is personally my favorite. Back of the booklet, the disc, behind the disc, here is Kamikaze, here's the back, the booklet, disc, behind the disc. This was a phenomenal project. Holy fuck, it was so good. I loved it. I mean, I'm saying that about everything with Eminem, but I really do love all his stuff. Here is Slim Shady LP 20th Anniversary Expanded. 10 rare bonus tracks. Yeah, here's the back. Tracks are Hazardous Youth, Get You Mad, Greg, Bad Guys Always Die, Guilty Conscience, Radio, Instrumental, and Acapella. My Name is Instrumental. I Just Don't Give a Fuck, Acapella, and Instrumental. The back, same disc as the original copy. Same back here. But this is new disc art. I love that. I really do. Next up, we have Music to Be Murdered By. The original of this came out in '99. The reason I have it here, though, is because this is the 20th anniversary, so this version came out in 2019. So that's the reason I have it here in front of Music to Be Murdered By, which came out in 2020. Here's the back. Back of the booklet, the disc, and behind the disc, Music to Be Murdered By Side B. This is the so-called clean cover. Here's the back here. Back of the booklet, disc 1, disc 2, back behind the disc. Music to Be Murdered By Side B again, just the alternate explicit cover. And there's the so-called clean cover on the back there. It's the same thing, just different front cover. Then we have the Eminem Show 20th Anniversary Expanded. Here's the back. This includes 18 additional tracks, which I love. I'm glad that he did that. So 38 tracks total. Here's the back of the booklet, disc 1, disc 2, and behind the discs. And then finally for Eminem, studio, solo, whatever you want to call them, Curtain Call 2. Here's the back, inside behind the cover, disc 1, disc 2, and there's behind the disc. So that finishes out Eminem, but we have one more CD left for the E's. Extreme 2, Pornography. I saw them live with Aerosmith. They opened for them back when I saw the show. This, pretty sure, is an original copy of the CD, which is pretty nice. Here's the booklet, disc, and there's nothing behind the disc. Anyways, I'll be back with the F's. See you then. Hey everyone, I'm back with the F's, and I only have 3 CDs for the F's. I have Fall Out Boys, American Beauty, American Psycho. This includes Centuries, Uma Thurman, Irresistible, and Immortals from the Big Hero 6 soundtrack. Here's the back here. Inside, if I can grab at it, here's the disc. Then we have For King and Country, Burn the Ships. Back of the disc itself, and there's nothing behind it there. And then we have For King and Country, What Are We Waiting For? Sorry, Relate is the solo single from this record. Here's the back. The disc, I really do like that. It's very nice. The back here, and there's behind the disc. And actually, I have 2 more to show off before I end part 1. They're my G's. I only have 2 for the G's. So we have George Carlin, It's Bad For You. Favorite comedian ever. Fucking amazing. Love this guy. Here's the back. This was released in 2008. It's his last show that he did before he passed. Anyways, here's the back with all the bits from the show. Here's the disc. Behind the disc, there's nothing. And then to end off part 1, Green Day, American Idiot. I did put the hype sticker on. I do like putting the hype stickers on the CDs and vinyls and anything like that have them. So here's the back. The back of the booklet, the disc, and behind the disc. Anyway, that ends off part 1. I'll see you in part 2.